Hello everyone, it's Silencer here. Today I'm going to be giving you 10 tips, beginner tips for Tarkov that I feel will assist you in Tarkov if you're a beginner. This is, of course, as I said, beginner tips. So if you're a veteran Tarkov player, a lot of this information is going to be useless. Some of this is also just in my opinion, so if you have a different opinion, that's fine. Doesn't matter. But this is what I feel I've used and it worked for me. So I just want to relay the information to other new Tarkov players. Now, I'm not that new, but that's why I'm feeling comfortable to make this video in the first place. So let's get started. The first tip is if you're new and you have a ton of things to discover or examine, I say discovered all the time. If you need a ton of things to examine, an easy way to examine things is to middle click. So middle click on it. It's something that it wasn't, at least I haven't checked lately, but it's not in the key bindings. So it's something I kind of figured out by when I watched other people and stuff. So quick examine, middle click, and you're good to go. It will examine it. You can also check mags that way, like how much bullets are in the mag. Tip number 2, Alt Shift and Control Shift will let you either equip the item directly onto you or switch the item to your inventory or to your backpack or whatever, if you want to move it quick. It's basically a quick looting option if you're in those clutch moments mid-raid. Tip number 3 is if you hover over an item that you quickly want to drop, instead of right clicking or dragging and saying discard, you can just press delete and it will instantly drop that item. You can rebind this key for a more comfortable key, that is 100% fine, but the quick button default is delete. Then tip number four is inventory space. Inventory space saver. If you get guns and they take obviously a lot of space, you can take out their mags and their stocks, including their grips. You can, if you don't want to take out a stock, you can just remove the mag and the grips, and it will already save you a ton of space. Tip number 5. This is one of those, as I said, one of those personal. I've found out that it works for me, kind of tips. But like I think it will work for everyone else. It's just it's up to you if you want to use it. So I found out if you wear armor and a helmet, even if it's the worst ones, the scavs are less likely to shoot the armored pieces. So the way I feel like the scavs seem to be programmed is they will aim for less armored pieces first, and then maybe if they really can't get a shot, they'll aim for the armored pieces. So for instance, if you're wearing a shitty helmet even and a shitty armor piece, they will always shoot for your arms and legs. But if they really can't shoot your arms and legs, then they'll shoot for your head or your body. So it just saves you from getting one tapped a lot of the times. Most of the times, I would say. It really helped me. So wear the cheap stuff. It will also absorb some damage if they hit you there. So there's like there's two benefits to it, and it's not expensive to buy the cheaper things. Then tip number 6 is don't just always sell anything you find in raid on the flea market. There are a lot of things that the therapist or one of the standard vendors will give you more money for than the flea market. Now, this you'll have to unfortunately go check yourself. I can't name all the items. They as the flea market fluctuates, but there's quite a few items where I see people putting it on for the at the flea market for like 35k, but then you can sell it to therapist for like 35k, and you're gonna say, okay, but that's the same. But the thing is, you also pay the flea market price to put it on, so you're actually losing money by putting it on the flea market. So make sure about that before you just put anything on the flea market. The flea market you unlock at level 10 if you're not aware, so there's that as well. Then tip number 7, don't ignore your hideout. I know it's not a lot of fun to build up your hideout a lot of times. A lot of people probably don't bother with it. But one thing I noticed in the past wipe I did, and I never played before the hideout. The first time I played was, I think, the previous wipe, and I ignored my hideout a little bit, but then I started putting time into it, and I regretted not doing it earlier because as soon as you get the Bitcoin farm, you make buku bucks. Like, you really get a lot of money. You can't directly sell the bitcoins right now on the flea market, but you can still save up to 13 and then trade it in for a weapon case. Then either use the weapon case if you need it, or you can sell it for a lot of money. So yeah, there's that. Don't ignore your hideout. Then also there's a lot of new craftables in your hideout that help you with tasks or just quality of life things that you could use. Like for instance the scav box, you can now craft one of them in your hideout. That is much like, even if you I checked, if you buy most of the things to craft it, you're still saving money on crafting the scav box. And the scav box is a very important thing, and as a new player I'll tell you what it does. If you're a new player, basically what the scab box does is takes all the barter items, like all the silly items you need for crafting, and you can put it in there. And it's a very big box, but you can only put crafting items in it. So that's the catch. It's like it's only for crafting items, but it's massive. But it's good because you pick up a lot of crafting items, and you really do want to keep a lot of them. So anyway, that is number 7. Number 8 is, and this is once again one of those personal things, I feel nitrates, if you're a new player, nitrates are really good for you because a lot less players are likely to do nitrates. As soon as you hit skier level 2, you can buy the cheapest night vision goggles. They aren't the best, but they help you at nitrates, and I would say it's much easier to do a lot of the tasks at nitrate in the nitrates. So that's tip number 8. Tip number 9 will be, what ammo you use matters. Now, this, as I said, as any veteran, or even if you play Tarkov a little bit, you would know this. But as a new player, this is an important tip. Ammo really, really matters in this game, like massively. So if you, for instance, you could use a bad gun, but if you use good ammo, that gun can still kill a Chad or a well-geared player because you're using the right ammo. That is how good ammo in this game is. Obviously, you'll still have to use the bad gun and you get used to it, but you could kill someone with a bad gun if they have the right ammo. Then the last tip, and it's a simple like tip. It's tip number 10 is do your tasks. If you want to level quickly and you want to unlock your traders, get reps with your traders, and as I said, just generally level quickly. It's do your tasks. Some of them are tedious and annoying, I know, but that's the way forward. You got to do them tasks. A lot of them is also RNG, which can be really frustrating. But yeah, there you go. So there are the 10 tips. I will run through them quickly again, just so in case you missed one of them. So tip number 1 is middle click to examine an item, quick examine. Tip 2, Alt Shift and Control Shift for quick looting or quick equipping. Tip 3, delete drops items, is your quick drop is delete. Tip number 4, take out your mags and your grips to save space in your inventory. Take grips and mags out on your guns to save space. Tip 5, wearing armor and a helmet will help you against scavs a lot of the time because they will aim for other limbs instead of the armored limbs. Tip 6, don't just sell anything you find on the flea market because you might get more from a vendor. Tip 7, don't ignore your hideout because there's a lot of things you can craft and get from your hideout that will help you in your journey in Tarkov and make your life easier. Tip 8, night raids are good because you can get stuff done. Not everyone does night raids. Tip 9, what ammo you use matters. And in tip 10, do your tasks. So yeah, thanks everyone for watching. I hope these tips help you as a new player, and if you're a veteran player that happened to click the video and watch it, thanks for watching. Hopefully you agree with some of these tips. See you guys next time.